Good afternoon, and welcome to this segment of Plugged In. We are joined by our friends at Turvo, Andrew Miller, the Principal Commercial Product Manager. Andy, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Alan. How you doing?
I am doing well. So, a
Awesome.
lot of growth or change maybe for you, maybe even milestones over at Turvo. Bring us up to speed. What's new in your world?
Yeah, so just recently crossed my 8-year anniversary at Turvo. So I had a few different roles between product and customer success, and was on the solution engineering team leading a couple of SEs over there for a bit. But as of August, more recently came back to the product team as a principal product manager for our brokerage product. So I'll oversee a lot of our strategy and core elements of what we deliver out to that brokerage segment. So between that and having a baby on the way due at the end of January, things are humming and buzzing over here.
Congratulations. That's exciting all around.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks.
So today, we're going to dive into how Turvo and CloneOps are integrated to bring AI shipment tracking, check calls, and workflow automation directly into the Turvo platform for mutual customers. I'd love to start with maybe like what you've heard from customers as far as track and trace, check calls being critical to a brokerage's workflow, historically pretty manual. So maybe we talk before the integration, what challenges where brokerage is facing as far as maybe time-consuming check calls or process in general.
Yeah, I think in general, from my time working with customers and talking with a lot of prospects across the industry, is it's a challenge that they have typically just thrown people at and thrown bodies at. So there hasn't been a good way to manage what the workload actually is for the actions they need to take for track and trace. A lot of people are really, really powerful operators in this industry, right? But there hasn't been the technology that makes them just that much better, give them a leg up. So where I've seen, Turbo's exception management platform come in and the integration with you guys is that voice AI allows people to be everywhere all the time. And whatever your customers' SLAs are, or the next action that has to happen, technology is going to allow them to do that just automatically, right? So that's a pretty cool way to do things compared to the sticky notes across your desk and making sure you take that next call from that driver or call out to that carrier. So it's been great.
Yeah, I think something really stuck out to me that you just said is being everywhere all the time. And with voice AI, the ability to do that, right? So we know that agents and AI in general are always on. It's not a human. We're coming up to Thanksgiving, the holidays, and I think it's a short week for a lot of us. And then we get the to take Thanksgiving Day off. Maybe we're on call, depending on what role we play within a brokerage. So you'll have your phone by you, and then back to work on Friday, and even through the weekend, right? Where AI helps a lot of that process, keep it in motion. Doesn't take downtime, holiday time, family time. It even works like after hours and weekends. So a game changer as far as the capacity that the system can take on as opposed to like what humans are capable of doing.
Yeah, it really has given a lot of our customers, I know a lot of other brokerages and 3PLs across the industry, that leg up. They they haven't started looking at AI yet. I'm sure they're just growing through headcount and trying to stay afloat.
Yeah. So I made a note from some of our previous conversations. So the old way systems, they didn't manage exceptions well, maybe very manual processes. And the new way with Turbo would be advanced capabilities for managing and tracking, kind of summing up what you were describing.
Yeah, so we have a workbench and a whole rules engine and exception management framework within Turvo, so that's extensible with our API. So customers can come in, set up the logic they want, and they can manage each individual customer really at what that customer expects. What's your SLA? What's your service agreement with that customer? And it avoids things from falling through the cracks where if you get stuck in one problem, because problems tend to arise in this industry, then you can ensure that the integration with CloneOps or any solutions there would really just fill that gap for you.
Perfect. Let's go ahead and take a deeper dive into the solution. We'll walk through how Turbo and CloneOps are integrated.
All right, hello Turbo team. Threw together a little demo here for us today. Um, this is an agent that really focuses on getting drivers compliant with the Turbo driver app. So to kind of detail a potential flow for a mutual customer of ours, we could have our agent. What's great is that all this happens behind the scenes. Customers of ours don't need to do anything in Turvo or do anything in CloneOps to get agents working for them in the background. So in this example, threw together a little demonstrative agent. And basically how this could work for a customer is we could have this happening in the background every day. Maybe it's multiple times a day. And we could say, okay, every couple hours, I'm going to go ahead and check into Turbo. I'm going to go ahead and identify loads that might need attention, right? So maybe, and each customer may view this differently. Maybe it's find me the loads that aren't tracking right now, that are currently dispatched and are picking up today or in the next X amount of hours. And let's try to get those folks, let's get them checked in and try to get them compliant with the Turvo driver app. Once we identify those loads, we send the load details and driver info into CloneOps, where then CloneOps will actually go ahead and make these calls. Now for this demo, very, very simple agent. It's gonna quickly ask them, hey, just wanted to get a quick update from you. And then it gets into actually trying to get them set up on the app. Just say, hey, we don't want to bug you too much. If we get tracking on the Turbo driver app, we won't have to be checking in with you so often. So we'll go ahead and make those calls. And I won't be doing it for this demo because I am in the sandbox. I'm not going to be getting tracking on my phone. But we can actually check what's powerful about your API. Shout out to the Turbo tech team. What's great about having the APIs that you have and really having your own tracking app is that if the driver gets tracking, you'll be able to see that in the data right away. So even during the phone call, if they say, yeah, I should be good, it's working, we can actually check in back on the load that we're calling on and see if they actually did get through the setup process and we're getting a location ping from them. So really cool stuff. Again, I'm not going to run through that on this demo because I'm not actually going to get tracking. And then after we go through those conversations, we'll go ahead and update the load. Now, again, each customer may have their own preference. Maybe we just want to drop a note, or maybe it's, hey, we call and they say, hey, yeah, I'm actually at the pickup location already. We could actually update the shipment status accordingly as well, depending on the feedback that we're getting from the driver. So very, very cool stuff. Again, we hear a lot from customers of, oh, I don't want another portal to manage. And what's great about the Turvo and CloneOps partnership and our integration is that we're really enabled to make that happen. And the Turvo API is very, very powerful. Again, another shout out to your tech folks. There's a lot of opportunity for our mutual customers to get benefits from automation and agentic AI. So it could be like the use case we're doing here to get people compliant with tracking. Maybe it's getting drivers dispatched, making sure they have everything they need and they're good to go for their pickups. Maybe it's anything in transit or pre and post delivery follow-ups. Hey, just saw you delivered. Make sure you send that POD, help with the collection and receiving process of those to carrier sales, right? Maybe we want to, folks are tired of getting so many calls from carriers and they want agents that can be the first line of defense in screening carriers, offering details about loads that they might be interested in or helping find loads and giving them details on it and hopefully getting them to book them. So there's a lot of opportunity with this partnership, so we're really excited about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go through one of these calls. I built a load here in Turvo. I set myself up for tracking. Obviously, I've not accepted it. So it's going to come up as a load that needs attention, right? So what I'll do here is I'm going to go ahead and effectively trigger that schedule I was saying, right? So I'm going to go ahead and find, or rather send in a load that needs attention from CloneOps. I'll go ahead and send that in and voila, there's a shipment. Again, this happens automatically in the background. And once a call comes in here, we automatically will reach out to these drivers within 60 seconds of it arriving on the platform. So for this demo, I'm going to go ahead and click call now. But again, that's what's great. It can be very hands off, and you don't actually need to do anything in order to get your agents doing work for you. What's great about the platform as well is, like I mentioned, a lot of folks don't want to be juggling portals. But if you do have folks that want to have really oversight and supervision of a process, our platform really enables that. So you're able to go into live monitoring and actually see anything that's active going on right now, and you can actually open those up, see what's unfolding in real time, listen into conversations, and you can also take them over. And what we're really excited about is releasing a conversation score. So let's say you have 100 calls going on at one time across your agents, carrier sales, accounting, tracking, you name it. It could be difficult to know, like, hey, I want to have oversight and I want to hop in where I'm needed. We're excited to bring functionality where it can really drive your attention and alert you where you might need to step in. So we're going to be introducing a conversation score, and that updates in real time. So as the conversations or interactions are unfolding, that score gets adjusted dynamically. So what you see a lot of times is a conversation may start off going really well, and then maybe it turns into not so well, or vice versa. Maybe your agent gets them information that they need and the sentiment goes up. So we basically have a score that factors in three things. That's going to be sentiment. So what's being said, is that positive? Is it negative? Factors in mood. Does the person we're talking to sound angry, or are they happy? And then tone, right? Are they using a regular speaking voice, or are they yelling? To really identify and drive action for process owners, be it carrier sales folks, tracking supervisors, operations folks, accounting, you name it, for what their agents are doing, really driving you and helping you identify, hey, these are the interactions you should be looking at, and you might want to hop in and get them some help. And you think about, if you have this agent doing more sales, right? If you have it doing sales and the sentiment's really positive, they like what they're hearing, maybe you want to have someone hop in and start talking to them one-on-one, get a relationship started. If it's in a sales or prospecting engagement, those are the ones you might want to be looking at for the folks that are really interested in working with you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and give this a call. We're going to be calling on this load. Looks like we got Chicago to Nashville here. Calling the driver, get a quick update, and get them tracking on the Turvo driver app. Hello there.
Hi, this is Ari. Can you please confirm your ETA to Chicago, Illinois?
Yeah, no problem. I am actually just coming off of my last load that dropped off in Evanston, Illinois. So I should be there in about an hour.
Alrighty, thanks for that. And could you let me know your current location?
Yeah, I'm still in Evanston. They just unloaded the trailer.
Gotcha. Thanks for confirming that. We'd like to get you tracking via the Turbo Driver app so that we don't need to continue to bother you with check calls. Where are you at in the setup process there?
Yeah, sorry about that. I had gotten your text. I've used the app before. I just don't think I've enabled it on this load. Give me just a second. I'm pulling it up.
No worries at all. Once you open the Turbo Driver app, you can click on the link from the text, open the shipment, and swipe on it to start tracking. Let me know if you need any help with that.
All right. Yeah, give me one more second. I just tapped on it. All right, I see the load in here, and I just swiped on it, so I think I should be good.
Great. Thanks for getting that set up. Thanks for hauling for Turbo Transport, and drive safe. Goodbye.
Thank you. All right. So, again, quick check call. We can see we've got our current location pulled out. We've got tracking enabled. We gotta move this, it's in the way. The app is installed. We did get an answer, and we're generating a summary of the conversation. So it's really powerful in that all this data can get back out to other systems here. In this case, I'm logging a tracking update in Turbo. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that. You get a transcript of the conversation here. You get an audio file as well to play back the audio recording. Customers get audit logs, so down to the thousandth of a second, they can see exactly what's going on with their conversations. Really powerful when we start to think about, you know, APIs and checking back into Turvo. Again, for this demo, I don't have it do it, but we would actually see an audit of the execution of actually checking to see if the tracking status was good. We can actually see the data we're getting out of Turvo right from interactions that are happening in CloneOps. We've also got call metrics, a little bit more technical here, but really diving into latencies and how long it's taking parties to respond. Very powerful stuff. And another thing is really feedback, right? How did this call go? Might want to put a thumbs up. This can be for customers to communicate how things are going. Maybe it said, you know, like for example, in this case, you know, it said Ari as Ari. You know, I could, you know, as a customer say, you know, slight pronunciation, can't spell. And that really enables our team to get visibility on that and go ahead and seek improvement. So really, really powerful stuff from a back and forth feedback loop. In addition, on this page, while I'm here, we can actually see the data that's coming into CloneOps. So the driver's name, contact information, any details about the load. Again, I'm just pulling in basic information here as well. But what's really cool is we can also get a little bit more smart with these things. And, you know, if they say, you know, hey, in my case, I'm in Evanston, we can actually go ahead and calculate, okay, how far is it from Evanston to Chicago? Compare that to their appointment time and determine if it's even possible for them to make it on time. That way we can alert our mutual customers on a potential delays or issues we want to get in front of before they happen, right? It's better to notify a customer in advance as opposed to them telling you, you know, reaching out, well, where's that truck at, right? They're late, right? Appointment was 2 hours ago. What's going on? You can really have agents identify those issues before somebody else tells you about them. So pretty cool stuff. I'll go ahead and refresh this Turvo load. And there we go. We actually have a note inside Turvo here. Let's go over to the timeline. We can actually see we've got this shipment dispatch. Driver confirmed they're currently in Evanston, Illinois, and will arrive in Chicago in about an hour. They were asked to enable tracking, which they did successfully. And we concluded with a reminder for safe driving. What's great about these, that's CloneOps call summary, is that our customers can really define what they want out of these calls. And let's say, you know, give me a summary about what happened in, you know, 3 sentences or less, include any questions that the driver had or any issues that they called out, where they currently are and their ETA. And we can actually generate that from the conversation that occurred. Similarly with these things too, these more structured data points as well. Very easy to customize and define and get out. So we've got this call was answered, the app was installed, tracking got enabled, they're in Evanston, and we've got no unanswered questions, right? So if anything came up on the phone call as well, we could get that insight out. Let's say they're like, hey, I want to get, you know, by the way, I know I'm delivering in Nashville for you. I want to start talking to my carrier rep about getting reloaded. Maybe we can bring that insight to a particular team or rep, get it back on the load, or we could maybe even get them over to the person they booked with as well. So really, really powerful stuff. And again, very exciting that Turvo's got such a solid API, really makes our agents a lot more powerful and capable. So a lot of really good opportunity for Turvo customers to leverage agentic AI through CloneOps. All right, cheers.
As we come back, so some quick highlights of the demo that we just saw. So real-time access, CloneOps agents pulling shipment data directly from Turvo's TMS, AI outreach, the virtual agent calling drivers to verify location, resolve tracking issues, and collect updates, instant syncing, so the data flowing to and from Turvo automatically, escalation workflows, and a scalable design. So maybe next question for you, Andy. From a product perspective and your extensive background at Turvo, how does this enhance maybe Turvo's workflows or core value through a partnership for end users or customers?
Yeah, I mean, having an integrated solution is really just kind of like growing another arm, right? And you have your team of people that will be the experts and handle those exceptions and manage through the really important stuff that requires that kind of that next level of critical thinking and next layer down of activity. But um, I've seen our customers, whether they be smaller customers and want to run lean teams and kind of grow out, or larger customers that just have so much scale where they haven't really been able to manage everything effectively. They can deploy technology and solve all those problems for themselves.
And our integration is live. So any early feedback or adoption that you're hearing from customers who are using automation for track and trace or check calls?
Uh, it really comes down to just being able to do more with less, right? So we've had customers that have really enjoyed it. I know I recently saw you guys also posted something where carriers that are getting kind of bombarded by AI are, starting to dictate which AIs they do and don't want to talk to. So having a solution for our customers that I know is proven and works well and carriers are pretty receptive to is has been a game changer because at the end of the day, you could have technology, you could deploy technology, but if it's not adopted, then it's not actually solving the problem. So it's really important that we continue to drive those adoption conversations across customers.
Yeah, and that segues directly into my next question. I was going to say for AI adoption amongst Turvo customers, what are you seeing so far? And I guess like the sentiment to AI for customers and across the industry in general.
AI is all the rage, right? So I think a handful of years ago, especially when I started, like AI use cases existed, but I think people were afraid. I mean, I joined Turbo right before the ELD mandate came through, and carriers were very much Big Brother this and didn't want to engage on being tracked. And I feel like the ELD mandate actually pushed a lot of people further outside their comfort zones in this industry in terms of technology. And while there's still different levels of fatigue across the industry that I've seen, there has been a lot of positive change. So what used to be kind of a dream is now more accepted. I'd say we're much more in like the early adopter phase than just or the early majority phase, sorry, than the early adopter phase. So pretty much every customer, every prospect that I've talked to has been talking about AI, and that's where that becomes a core part of our strategy as well as we move into the coming years.
Yeah, to drill or dive deeper into that, I would say that any conference attended in the fall or even throughout this year in general, to your point, AI was all the rage and every session, the keynote speakers, everything was seems to be focused on AI. And I wonder if like we're moving away from the fatigue space or even the like curiosity space into now like this adoption space of folks know that it's here, it's not going anywhere, it's only getting better and better and quickly, right? So even I would say CloneOps just turned a year. November, it's a year. So to say where we
Congrats.
were a year ago to where we are now with like a full suite of marketplace agents, customers who are live and making hundreds of dials per day, it's it's here. So
Yeah.
I guess like from where I sit, it's a like get on board or you're going to be late.
It's hard to deny the value that it's actually producing, right? And there's a lot of people that have tried it and maybe not been successful, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't work. I think more so it's you really have to deploy it across your organization in the right places and again, starting with those manual effort tasks and things that are redundant and things that are kind of mindless are great opportunities for that to come in and let those people kind of evolve and mature into more strategic roles.
Very well said. All right, as we wrap up this segment of Plugged In, any final remarks or any last minute nuggets that you want to leave with our audience today?
Mostly, I'm just excited for what the future holds. I think right now there's a lot of exciting advancements in technology between what the CloneOps integration with Turvo has offered to our customers, there's a lot of value to extract from it, right? And taking a chance, doing a pilot, building a real business case behind it is something that I would highly encourage customers to do, because as we know, this market has been tough for a few years now, and whether there's a rebound or not coming, I don't think anybody has the magic answer to. So, one thing's for sure is that these are the times that investing in technology is the right move, because when things do come back, being able to manage that scale is going to be really effective. So I'm excited about everybody that's able to take advantage of this partnership. And yeah, I mean, onwards and upwards, right? This is where the strong will survive.
Well, thank you, Andy. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, audience, for tuning in on this segment of Plugged In. And Plugged In, this is what it's all about: showcasing automation and optimizing real-time workflows. Have a good day. Thank you.
You too. Thanks, Alan.